All right, so President Trump appeared to float a major change to home buying on social media over the weekend. The president posted this image on Truth Social with a headshot of former President Franklin Delano Roosevelt under a title of 30-year mortgage and a headshot of President Trump under a title of 50-year mortgage. The director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency then followed up saying, quote, "We are indeed working on the 50-year mortgage, a complete game changer." Is it really? For more on this, we are joined now by CBS News MoneyWatch correspondent Kelly O'Grady, who is helping me stumble through things. It's a Monday, so I'm still pulling myself together.
Be kind to yourself.
Thank you, Kelly, I will be. What does this mean? We know the details are scarce, but what really is a 50-year mortgage?
So it's basically the same thing as a 30-year mortgage, except you would pay that loan back over a 50-year period instead of a 30-year period. Now, you brought up that post that the president had said 50-year mortgage, and then there was FDR with the 30. Actually, you go back to prior to the Great Depression, prior to that FDR administration, there was no such thing as a long-term 30-year mortgage. So something like this has been done before, just not to this extent. And you think, why is this happening right now? I mean, there is an affordability crisis when it comes to home ownership. It is cost prohibitive for many Americans. And I was actually reading a Redfin analysis, and they say that U.S. homebuyers on average are spending 39% of their income on housing, when 30% is the rule of thumb.
Right, I was going to say, that's way too high.
Exactly. And so something like this, the idea is to get people lower monthly payments, maybe able to afford a home.
Sure, but there would still be a supply issue with housing.
Yes.
People might sit in these homes for longer if you have a longer mortgage. And when I saw the 50-year number, I thought to myself, what is the average age in the U.S. again? I think it's maybe people in their 80s if they're lucky.
Right.
So is it really advisable to take a 50-year loan on anything, considering not just the potential gains, but the debts if you die, etc.?
Well, and that's where there's been a lot of pushback, because the pros, as we just said, it's a lower monthly payment, and I actually crunched the numbers, a $500,000 mortgage, 6% interest rate. On a 50-year mortgage, you would pay over $400 less a month. So that's really attractive. But to your point, it means you're going to be spending a lot more in interest over the life of that loan. And a lot of critics have said you could die before you own your home. It's going to take a lot longer to actually really build up that equity. But proponents say, well, better to even have the chance to own a home. So that's really where you're hearing the pros and cons. Is it advisable? If you can avoid it, I would say don't go with it.
Right. And everybody has a different financial situation, but always speak to your financial advisor, not just Kelly O'Grady, although she could offer these services.
No. Speak to your financial advisor.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much.